Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with my good buddy Jim for your report for this week, which is, well, let's call it 9/1/2022, otherwise known as the report leading into Labor Day weekend, last big weekend of the summer. So as you'll hear during the course of this little video, the boat traffic out here is just absolutely ridiculous. Probably a lot having to do with the fact that the fishing is not the greatest. I don't know what you've heard, but the people who are catching them aren't talking about it, and all the rest of us are talking about it and whining and sniveling. So it's been a long time since I've come out in the summer, gone out of 5th Street in Lakeport, and been the only one out even during the week. So let's go over the details first. I will talk to you a little bit about fishing at the end of this. So I know 2/3 of you just disappear as soon as you find out what the launch ramp stuff is, and that's fine. Lake level minus 1.8. That's a drop of about 1.15. So, you know, we're not that far off from last year at this point in time. What that means with launch ramps, same as the last report. 5th Street, no problem whatsoever. If you're going to launch at either Redbud or Clear Lake Oaks, be careful. As far as I know, they're both still open. The guys launching out of the Keys are launching out off the beach. It's a 2-person operation. Doesn't mean that you can't go off the launch ramp, but there's been a lot of people who have run into some issues there. And I don't know. I mean, literally any day, Redbud is going to close. They originally said at minus 1.5 they were going to close it, and it's gone beyond that. So I have no idea. My guess is that they're probably going to leave it open through this weekend and then maybe consider closing it during next week. But that's just a guess. We've got absolutely no information one way or the other. So water conditions actually pretty good, although I will say that the algae kind of blew up a little bit overnight. First part of this week, it actually was pretty good. We got around to a lot of stuff. I mean, we fished the rattlesnake arm, we fished the redbud arm, little bit mid-lake. Didn't really do anything in Lakeport and East or Lucerne. I've still got another day to monkey around up in that area and figure out if I can do anything worthwhile. Water temperature running pretty consistently 79 to 80. I saw as high as 81 degrees, and that's pretty consistent around the lake. The clarity, poor, but good for summer because you can actually see through the surface. It's not like there's a blanket laying on top. There's some areas where you can see algae building up in little, just little streaks. But there's only one spot that we've stopped in the last 2 days of fishing that, you know, when I was done at the end of the day, or done with that spot, I had a green reel. And that was down in the redbud arm. So looks like we're going to have some pretty extreme heat for this coming weekend. So I would look for, even though the nights are getting, you know, a little bit longer and the days are getting a little bit shorter, with that extra heat that's coming this weekend, you know, the forecast showing 104 to 106, there's going to be a blow up of algae in certain areas. So I did be careful, all you folks who are coming up here and are going to goof off and spend a little bit of time in the water. If you bring pets, watch out for them. I did have a friend who lives over in Corinthian Bay who sent me a picture of the water under his dock, and that was out on the lake side of Corinthian Bay, and there was a little bit of red algae back there under his dock. It just looked like somebody had spilled some red paint around in there. So be very, very cognizant of that as you monkey around out in the water. There was overall, for this time of year, the water actually is in fairly good shape. I mean, we saw some places that we could see maybe 1.5 maybe 2 feet, and then there was a lot of places we couldn't barely see a foot. So see, that's water level, temperature, conditions. Yeah, let's switch gears and just spend a minute or two talking about fishing. We were very proud of ourselves this week. We went out one day and caught 9 fish and thought we were superheroes. And then we went out another day and we caught 5 fish and thought, what happened to the superheroes from the previous trip out? So the good thing is when we catch a fish, they're nice. I mean, most of them are 3 pounds to an occasional 4-pounder. That's what we're doing. There's a quiet bite going on. I believe that's at night, and I don't know where it is. I don't know when it is, but usually when you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about, you know, good fishing during the day during the summer, it's because a lot of people have switched gears and are fishing at night. So I believe that bite's going on, and to back that up, one of my clients, Gene, sent me some information from a club tournament, a night tournament last week, and first place was 25 pounds for 5 fish. There was also a 10 and a 9 weighed in during that evening. So all those big fish that nobody knows where they are, those guys found them. So, and the only real change is they're not fishing during the day, they're fishing at night. So, you know, that's probably going to be it for this week. If you travel up here, a lot of businesses are going to be happy to see you. Please be careful, drive safely, be careful on the water. It's going to be a good weekend. It'll be the last, you know, big weekend of the summer, and there's probably some stuff going on around the lake that I don't know about, but the only event that I knew of that was actually scheduled for this weekend was a new gen. There was a permit pulled for 2 days for this coming weekend, and for the life of me, I've checked and I can't find that tournament on their schedule. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's nothing going on this weekend other than a whole lot of people trying to have a good time. So you be one of them, and we'll see you next week.